So I guess we'll start by just going down the line, and if everyone wants to tell me what they're working on and what they're doing specifically for that project, we could start with that. Uh, Maro, if you want to go first, go ahead.
Yeah, so the main thing I'm helping on is the pixel art over at the Mummy. Although you haven't seen it yet, it's something a bit behind the scenes. So
Some of the pixel art you can see, we've added in a photo from the ride on the left-hand side, or everybody else's right, our left. It looks like there's one back behind the stage. I don't know if you worked on that one, but
that one's not mine. But
okay, you get the idea. Zach, what about you?
I've been working on Mummy. Kind of some of the like fake out scene and just some of the extra effects going in there.
Nice. Scoop, what are you working on?
I've been working on ET Adventure, particularly the second half of the ride. Lots of stuff going on.
What are you doing for ET Adventure?
Well, currently I'm focusing on all the different effects and armor stands and stuff around. Specifically, plants is what I'm working on at the moment.
Yeah, there's a couple of those in that ride.
I think that ties into the other picture we have on the other side.
Yeah. If you look on the on your left over there, you can see some of the ET home planet scene. Vec, how about yourself? What are you up to?
I've also been working on Revenge of the Mummy. Specifically the big scene in the middle of the ride with all the treasure in the room, and you have the guys that pop up and sort of jump scare you with Emotep saying that he's gonna steal your soul. That's been pretty fun. I've also been working on a couple of the launch sequence scenes when you get launched up the track, doing some cool particle and lighting effects in there. So yeah, pretty good.
Nice. Sassy, what about you?
Sorry, I just broke a barrier block. Very akin to what I typically do. But currently I was working on scene 1 when you get warned about the curse of Emotep by our poor friend Reggie. Poor Reggie. He was just a production assistant. He didn't want to get his, get cursed. I'm also working on making sure the treasure room scene is, I know, Zach, that it's awful. The treasure room scene is populated and feels like rich and has a bunch of stuff in it, as well as the fake out sequence along with Zach.
Nice. And then Broken, what are you working on?
I've worked on the animation for the Mummy Coffee Guy.
Mummy Coffee Guy, also known as Brendan Fraser.
Listen, I haven't seen the movie, so
that's just the actor's name.
Come on, Broken.
Yeah, so as we discussed yesterday in the Galaxy's Edge panel, Broken does a lot of our screen media content. So, fitting that he was also tied to this project. Universal has been the spotlight of a little bit more recent development than in the past. What made you guys all want to focus in on Universal? We don't have to go in order, just if anybody wants to speak up, you can.
I guess I'll start as the resident annoying Universal person. I think for me, it was starting last year before the anniversary. This park has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of tech interest in this park because it is pushing kind of some of the limits of what we're doing and has kind of new IP content, and so kind of moving away from strictly Disney has been a fun experience because there are differences between the two parks, especially when you look at the tech side. So when we kind of approached this a year ago, it was, man, this build is outdated. People love the roller coaster portion of it, but how can we bring this guest experience alive? And so I think slowly we're starting to see that transformation of Universal to kind of our main park standards.
Nice. Anybody else? Fair enough. Succinct answer. If anybody wants to sort of go into why you pick the projects to work on that you guys are, like what made Mummy and E.T. stand out as two rides to work on?
I guess I'll answer this too.
Sure.
So, at least with Revenge of the Mummy, I've been going to Universal since I was like 7 years old, and Mummy actually opened, or it had just opened the first time I went to Universal. I think it was in like 2007 or 2008, something like that. It had just opened, and I remember going on the first time. I was so terrified because I was a little kid and it was dark and spooky. But then I did it, and I was super, like, it was so much fun, and I was super happy at the end of it that I wanted to do it again. So it's always been it's always hold a very special place in my heart. So I've always just kind of wanted it to bring it to life on the server. And we did have a version of the Mummy earlier.
And you worked on it too.
I did work on that version as well, but it was very outdated and not optimized. So
You mean you didn't like the fireworks spam for the fire sequence? That was the best
I could have
part.
done that a little better, but
I seem to remember the original was pretty good for its time, though.
yeah, no, it was great for, like, I remember, I think it was in 2016 when we opened that original version, and everybody loved it. So it's going to be awesome to sort of bring a huge overhaul to it and experience that attraction with our current resources and our updated tech stuff. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What were some challenges? We can go through sort of everyone, or if you don't have anything, you could pass. But challenges that you faced when working on the current attractions you guys are working on. Ian, if you want to go first, go ahead.
For my case, the only challenge I had faced was the lack of good references used for the pieces that I worked on. But I'm glad I was able to manage to finish despite those.
Nice. What about you, Zach?
Following up as well, references. It's so a lot of inside of the rides and things. It's very difficult to find the minute details that I really wanted to add, and also being able to bring it across in this game to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Scoop, what about you?
Yeah, so one of the challenges I've been facing is ET has a lot of colorful lighting and effects and different levels of stuff like that. So Minecraft doesn't have lighting capabilities as real life does. So I've been using different mechanisms to incorporate the colorful lighting, whether it be particles or heads or stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to. We didn't show this off, but I wanted to talk about this real quick, and then we'll get back to the initial question. But one of the things you did was the thing you were doing with heads to emulate lighting. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so in the Green Planet scene, there is this flower that kind of looks like horns. And in real life, it like fades in and out. So what I did to pull off that effect was create heads. And each head is a different lighting level. And in the show file, I just made the head switch out to emulate that effect.
Nice. It looks really cool. It really does sell the effect. I wasn't even referring to that. I was referring to the thing that you did with the ground.
Oh yes. Also, another lighting effect that I'm working on is there's spotlights throughout the ride. And what I did was created a texture of that spotlight and converted it to heads. And only the top part of the spotlight shows on the floor, so it really looks like a spotlight.
Yeah. I don't have pictures or videos offhand to share with everybody, but imagine like a disco ball and how you see like the points of light on the disco ball like hitting the ground. That's essentially what it looks like. It looks really cool. Vec, what about you? Any unforeseen challenges with working on Mummy that you've faced?
One of the main things that I tried to figure out was in the scene where you have the dudes that kind of pop up in the treasure room where it's like a big jump scare and the fire comes out and everything like that. Getting them to lay on their back and then pivot on an axis upwards toward the riders, since Minecraft doesn't really allow armor stands to move like that. It was pretty fun figuring out what the best way to do that was. But in the end, I think I emulated it pretty well, so I'm excited for y'all to see how that turned out. I think it's pretty good.
Sweet. Sassy, what about you?
I think going back to references, it's just a very dark ride, and so being able to go, okay, so what's in this corner? But it was also really nice to not have references, because that gave me an excuse to go on the ride in real life like 40 times. So, I'm not mad about it. I think one of the other, and I wouldn't say challenges, but more opportunities, is how can we use the new tools at our disposal in the most effective way? Do we go, like for these screens, do we go on models? Do we kind of emulate some of the features that we've seen on our Bluesky project? Or so it's been a really great opportunity to see where we can implement new tools, and so that has been kind of a fun opportunity and fun to experiment with.
Sweet. What about you, Broken?
I guess mine would be figuring out whether or not I'm going to be involved. As you know, the Universal DLC launched, and it had like a different approach than what we do with the pixel art, where both the guy and the background is the pixel art, and so what we decided to do is to go with the hybrid approach, where the background is in pixel art and the guy is a natural Minecraft character. People can actually see that being trialed out during the Galaxy's Edge panel, where with Poe being a Minecraft character, and his X-wing model is natural pixel art that I cooked together. And then for this, Sky, the Asia Sky, did the background for the Mummy coffee thing.
Sweet. Scoop, I want to go back to you real quick. We're talking about some of the challenges with ET. Another area where I see there being challenges is the second half of the ride is very organic, right? Like it's not very like industrial, and it's not very rigid like some of the other attractions we do. The ET planet and all of the flora and creatures that are there are all very round and just organic is the best way to put it. Have you faced any challenges in translating that to Minecraft, or how have you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, definitely. There is so many plants in the second half of that ride. There's probably at least 100 or more. And Minecraft has its limitations. It's very blocky. So utilizing armor stands and train carts and custom heads to really hone in on plants and their wacky shapes and stuff like that has been a challenge. And it's fun going from plant to plant, seeing how I can make it from real life into Minecraft.
Well, it looks really good. Like I said, everybody, you can, if you're here at the panel stage, you can look over to your left and you can see a picture of it and just see just how well that looked. Vec, I'm going to turn it over to you because there's something you wanted to talk about real quick, right?
Yeah, right. This is kind of an impromptu thing, but we wanted to do something a little more different and special because this person has been doing a great job in working on the project that they've been assigned. And for that reason, we're going to make Scoop over here, No Face Traveler, a full technician live on the panel.
Woo!
Thank you, guys.
Huzzah!
Congrats.
Congratulations, Scoop.
You deserve it, man. Keep up the great
Woo!
work.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
all in for a treat to see what Scoop's working on with ET when that opens on. No, just kidding. We're not announcing that right now.
Oh, that would have been.
I do want to open the panel to questions. So if anybody has questions, feel free to put it in the Discord channel chat or in the chat, and we'll be sure to answer those. AP Friendly Rainbow asks, what do you guys think about the universal thing on Bedrock? I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think they, since they partnered with the actual company to do that on Bedrock, they have a lot more budget and resources to make it look really, really good. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I haven't been able to check it out myself yet, but I want to.
It was an interesting it's interesting to have something that not really to compare to, but to be like, oh, that's how they did this, and what can be our take on that? If this is the direction that we want to go through, like, how can we put our take on that? And so, because even though they obviously have a lot larger budget and updated everything, it was nice to know that they're still working within the limitations of Minecraft, and so how can we give that Minecraft feel? So it's nice to have that, but I'm excited for y'all to see our take on it.
I think for me personally, I think it's very validating to what we do, right? Like, we as fans of the parks and as fans of the game decided to create this marriage of the two, and it's cool that 10 plus years later, an idea that we all acted on was being enacted, in a similar vein by the two things that we're fans of. And so one of the guys from the dev team that worked on the map and worked on the Magic Kingdom map told us that they would use us for like reference, and similar to how we'll go and be like, oh, how did they do that? Oh, that's a neat way of doing that. Their team did the same thing, but on here with us, and would, after they finished working on something, they'd be like, oh, how did the MCParks people do that? And I think that that's really cool that despite not being involved in the project, we were still viewed highly by the team that was making it. Game Boy says, if this was already talked about, sorry, is there progress on the DeLorean?
I think the DeLorean in the back, because the DeLorean still is back there, right?
Yeah.
I think that may be in a part that we haven't updated yet, because we stopped at Phase 1 stopped at ET. So past that is still not refreshed yet. So more to come. Ooh.
Yeah, when we get to that area, I'm sure someone like Accident, who's very well versed in making vehicles out of
He goes crazy
stuff.
on cars. It's
He
crazy.
goes crazy on cars. I'm sure he'd love to do that.
For those of you guys who don't know, Accident did the Jurassic Park vehicles. that are outside in the land there. So I would expect something similar on the vehicles or on the DeLorean for Universal, and probably the police car in the Simpsons area as well. Any other questions related to the Universal project? Tim says, I have a question for Vec. Is Spider-Man done?
No,
I have a follow-up question
it
for
will
you,
never be
Beck.
done. It will never be done.
But when are we
It's
doing
always in a perpetual
Transformers?
state of progress.
Soupy asks, after work is done at ET and Mummy, where would the next section be that you guys would work at? So this could be a, what do you think is going to happen, but also what do you personally want to work on next? For those of you guys who weren't at the Galaxy's Edge panel yesterday, Mr. Mortimer, who was working on Rise of the Resistance, said he wants his next project to be one of the Harry Potter rides. So, knowing that information, what do you guys want to work on after Mummy and ET? We'll start on the other side with Broken. What do you think your next big thing is?
I honestly don't know yet. I don't know much about Universal to know what screens there are. So I'd have to see if I'm going to be doing any screens,
That's fair.
or maybe cross trained to tech out now.
Yeah. Sassy, what about you? What's your next big vision?
Oh man. See, I really liked the new DreamWorks area. It was fun. Like getting a dedicated Shrek meet and greet area would be kind of sick. But if y'all don't know, I was the one who worked on the interactive windows in Hogsmeade, and that was such a fun project. And one of the first ones that I did after my Techie and Me project. And so there's a lot more to come in Diagon, so, might need to scoot over there soon.
Nice. Vec, how about yourself?
I definitely can get on board with the Diagon Alley train. That entire land is just so well crafted and well built in real life. So it would be awesome to be able to work on an updated version. I know we currently do have it on the server too, but to update it to our current standards and to update the Escape from Gringotts also to our current standards would be a really fun attraction to do and just a fun land to do in total. But I'm also a huge fan of the Men in Black area and that area of the park. So updating Men in Black in the future would be really cool as well. Getting all those aliens and all the armor stands in there.
Nice. I'm noticing a trend that you guys want to stay on Universal stuff. Scoop, what about you? What's your next big thing after ET?
Well, Fast and Furious Supercharged, of course.
Boo! Boo!
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay, well, to jump from Universal ship, no offense, Universal, I love you. I would love to work on Diagon Alley after, just like my fellow panelists down there. There's so much kinetic energy around that land that would be fun to do. But I would love to work on maybe some TDL stuff after ET.
Ooh, nice.
Big fan of that part.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to seeing whatever you pick next. Zach, how about you? What's next after Mummy for you?
Honestly, I bounce around quite a bit anyways. Kind of plug in wherever I can help with the team, so I would love to do work on TDL as well. Just show that park some love, but also Diagon Alley really would be calling my name if we get to that point. So,
and then Ian, what about yourself?
Definitely somewhere in TDL. If not that, then hopefully also that Diagon Alley too.
Nice. A lot of surprise love for Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's unexpected.
I, for one, cannot wait for more to start crashing Universal instead of Disneyland every day.
Well,
Yeah.
and back to chat. Something that because I was like, man, we've done a lot of Jurassic Park stuff in the last year with the entire refresh of the Discovery Center and with Velocicoaster and Tron Flyers. But yeah, there is one more ride there, so may have to keep your eye over there into our really great river adventure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're venturing over there, huh?
AP Friendly Rainbow asks, will Universal Hollywood ever get built? I don't think we're committing to that yet.
I remember a while ago we had an ex-cast member like try and start that up, but I don't think any progress really was made. So I don't.
It didn't even start it on here.
Yeah, it wasn't even on here, so I don't think
He
any.
started on a single player world and tried to like use it to persuade us to do it.
To do it, yeah. But I don't think any progress is going to be made on that park at the moment.
No,
you never know.
No, it's not in the roadmap, at least right now. Any other questions?
So much more to do on, our Orlando park. So, ooh, sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, absolutely. That answer displeases AP Friendly Rainbow because they want the Universal Secret Life of Pets ride. We'll tell them to bring it to Orlando, and we'll work on it.
Yeah, right.
I would rather have the Kung Fu Panda attraction.
Yeah, that's a good one also. Any final questions before we wrap things up over here?
Tim says Universal Hollywood would need an elevation or evolution of the current Minecraft escalator tech. And, we have the moving walkway. It can't be hard to just angle that.
There is a version I saw that King was working on that did work vertically. So
of course there is.
Interesting.
Now we can have escalators in Minecraft.
Yeah, big development, big news. Subi says, thank you for all the great work that you guys do.
Well, thank you, Soupy.
Thank you for keeping chat clear
Yes.
and answering questions.
To be fair, Ryan is struggling over here. He needs our help right now.
What's up? What am I doing?
With Walt Disney World sending everyone over here.
I'd very much like if everybody got off of Walt Disney World so I could restart it.
Yeah, everybody come to USO.
You heard the man.
All right, Velocicoaster.
Bro.
Yeah.
We all love good old Universal Studios Orlando.
In fact, that's a critical mistake.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I even work for them in real life. That's a
RRR, everyone. Let's go.
AP Friendly Rainbow
We can talk about
asks,
how
is Tron...
the misnomer.
How did that start? Is that just like a Pixie Mutant thing?
That was a me thing and not knowing the name of the property.
Got it.
Yeah, that was a 2013 decision, and it's funny watching other servers have that also because it's incorrect and was just started because I didn't know what I was doing, or like knew anything about Universal, so I just started calling it USO, but that's not the name of the park. It's USF, and so you can always tell like when people. I don't want to say like are copying like what we're doing, but
the vibes are similar.
It's just the name. It's just people heard the name like that's what it's called.
Yeah. Like it's weird that nobody's like fact checked me on the name of the park.
Yeah.
But that was how that started back in 2013.
Warmo's in the chat. Warmo, you were on Themecraft in 2013, right? What do they call it then? I think I'm misremembering. I feel like Warmo worked on Themecraft before it merged. I could be wrong though.
To be fair, we have fairly successfully changed the Hollywood Studios acronym from HWS to DHS.
Thank God.
Yeah, well, that wasn't an us thing. That was.
Warmo said, "How do we expect me to remember that?"
Yeah,
10
but we've
years
already
ago?
changed an acronym in the common perception, so we can do it again.
Warmo, I think you'll find that it was 11.3 years ago. Surf Dude asks, any updates on Minion Land?
I think that there's some need for pixel art, so add our pixel artists. But no rides in progress yet. But with the moving walkway tech and some of the stuff that you saw featured in the expo hall, there may be some, future development in that area. So
I'm told Accident really loves the minions.
Yeah, Accident wants to single-handedly build all of Minion Mayhem. So,
I've heard that it's impossible to build in Minecraft.
I've also been told that.
Yeah, well, anything is possible now.
Nothing can stop us now.
Broken keep bringing back the Disney references in the Universal panel.
That's all he knows.
Horsemouth asks, sorry if it's been discussed, I just got here, but is there anything on Gringotts? Yeah, actually, a big portion of this panel, and some people in panels yesterday said that they want to pick up Harry Potter stuff next.
Yeah, I think,
the Shrexel!
Not...
That's
the Shrexel!
Please apply for the Resource Pack team.
Ooh.
Yeah, apply for the Resource Pack team.
I can taste the salt.
MCParks.us/apply.
I like the Shrexel more than Disney pretzels. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
I don't think I've ever had a Disney pretzel.
It's not.
Yeah, but like in a good way. In a good way.
It's great.
It's pizza dough.
But like in a good way.
Ansem5 asks, question, when the Mummy ride reopens, will the Q videos be present or will it just be the ride itself?
Yeah, Broken. Will the Q videos be present?
Not Broken.
What do you think, Broken?
What if Broken, for each of the, whenever they cut to an interview, you didn't have to animate that interview section and it could just be a single frame, maybe 2 or 3 busy frames of each interview participant?
Maybe,
that sounds like a lot of work.
I think we could do it. Oh, that's true. We already had Mert training you. I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's sick.
Sure.
Sweet.
I forget who asked this earlier. Sorry, you go, Josh.
Well, I was gonna say I'll be honest. I've mostly working on Galaxy's Edge stuff and I've only worked on the Mummy Coffee thing.
There's Broken bringing up Disney at the Universal panel.
This guy. Any other Universal related questions?
Beck was gonna say something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah, I forget who asked it, but I saw earlier someone asked about the Hogwarts Express. Anything you want to say about that?
Oh, the sets have been built, and tech work has been tentatively experimented with. It is a very interesting concept to be looking at something on a screen that takes place in such a large set, while there's also things happening in cabin. And so we're doing a lot of experimenting with what that concept would look like applied to Minecraft. So stay tuned. I think there's a lot of interest on some other projects, but it's definitely on the radar.
Travmax asks, any plans for City Walk?
Oh, I also, yeah, I made a promise to Darren to make the giant parking lot so we could put the moving walkways in. So I guess I have to do that. City Walk does need a refresh, and I think that it is definitely on the horizon of slowly updating that park. So, Cam Plays Games is typing. Cam.
Everyone stop!
Man.
Stop until Cam says his message. What does this man have to say?
Stop the panel.
Oh, Cam wants to know how the big push on Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon going.
I'd like to
quite honestly, I can think of nothing else other than Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon. Is it starring or with? I think it's with.
I think it's
starring.
I think it's starring.
Is it starring? I don't know. But I can't think of anything else. It's what I'm devoting 95% of my waking energy to. And it's still going to take about 5 years, I think.
I think the sets were actually built a while ago, but nothing ever got done.
Well, and then we were going to the moon, and We couldn't figure out how to go to the moon. No, see, the best pixel art on server that we showcased in real life is a part of that ride. So that is what we have dedicated to that. Thank you, Axel.
Alrighty. Any final questions for the group?
How do the moving sidewalks work? Okay, I was going to answer it, Darren, but
Go for it, Ryan. Go ahead.
I mean, it works in the Bluesky panel that's next too.
Yeah.
So go to the Expo hall. There's a little Bluesky panel. We have a little rainbow corridor that has a moving walkway in it. And you asked, like, is it code for each one? It is code for each one, but it's not like we're hard coding it into a plugin. Using ShowScript, we have the ability to kind of hook things up to region shows and run arbitrary code like custom made for that little area, and it's really lightweight and it's easy to reload and it's easy to edit and it's easy to iterate on and everything, and that's what we're using to make the movie walkway possible. King Shepherd's the one who got the idea for it and put it all together, and it's just a lot. It's a lot better than having making a plugin that would have to kind of be redone for every single little area.
Lady asks, any updates from Men in Black?
I don't think we've gotten that far in yet. I think maybe the exterior's been worked on a little bit, but I think we've got some much more pressing things kind of leading up to that section, the World Expo section of the park.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be closer to the later phases of our new rendition of Universal, since it's towards the back of the park. So, but it is in the pipeline also.
This is a Josh question. Anyone been working on stuff outside the parks for the possibility of shuttles getting up and running back and forth from Volcano Bay to the rest of Universal?
No, I haven't been working on that.
And also most of that path is parking garage. So back to
that sounds like the sassy thing.
Really a sassy question.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sorry, I went to the resident bus guy for the bus question.
Walt Disney World crashed. No, it didn't. I restarted it after spending 20 minutes saying, I'm going to restart Walt Disney World. Everyone get off of it. Love you, Simpsons, if you're here, but come on.
Any final Universal-related questions for our excellent panel up here? Seems like things are kind of winding down. Quickly rattle through a few of these. We talked about Diagon Alley and how that's what a lot of team wants to do next. No time frame for that. No new news for Bedrock support on MCParks. We're not committing to themed Walt Disney World buses right now.
This is getting into meeting territory now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like since the Universal questions are ending off.
Yeah, perhaps I think we're wrapping up here. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have any other questions, feel free to stop any of our panelists as you see them throughout the parks, and feel free
accost
to
them.
Yeah,
throw churros in their faces and demand they
feel free to prevent them from doing actual work and make sure that they are only answering whatever questions you have.
Please just non-stop message back.
Our next big panel is going to be, I think, the Bluesky panel in about an hour and 20 minutes. So we'll see you guys then. But thanks for hanging out with us and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a million, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.